Hey guys, what is up? It is Twinkie Games here, and today I have for you a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. This is the deck that I used at the Winnipeg Regionals. I placed 40, but I made a few changes to it, and it's been running a lot smoother since then, so without further ado, let's get right into this. This is a 60 card Skull Servant deck. Consisting of 37 monsters, 18 spells, 5 trap cards. So, first off, we've got 3 white princesses. All the ones on the top row, by the way, are all in the graveyard treated as Skull Servant for his effect. So we got 3 white princesses, very good card. Because as you can see right here, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard during either player's turns, and all monsters lose attack defense equal to their own level and rank times 300. Amazing card. So pretty much any monster goes down below 1,000 attack, except for King of the Skull Servants. Now we got 3 Lady in White. You don't use her too often, mainly you just want her in the grave, although her effect is pretty good. 3 White Mare, great for getting extra power for your King of the Skull Servants. Since to use his effect you have to banish him and 2 Skull Servants. Use his effect to return one of those Skull Servants to the graveyard, as well as himself, giving him 2,000 more attack. Really good card. White Prince, probably one of the best out of the Skull Servant cards, other than King of the Skull Servants, that is. When he's sent to the grave, you send a Skull Servant and a Lady in White to the grave, and you can banish him and 2 other Skull Servants to special summon King of the Skull Servant from your deck. Very broken. Moving on, 3 Vanilla Skull Servants, of course. King of the Skull Servant, he is your main staple. With the way that this deck is built, you can get him to be 17,000 attack. I believe I did that math right. So absolutely broken. 3 Mizukis, they are a must. Just because it gives you more potentials to bring back King of the Skull Servants or Unizombie to do your synchro plays. 1 Gozuki, because you don't really use Gozuki a lot unless you can't start off with grass or a left arm offering. So really it's not worth running anymore. Maybe 2. I was running 2, but I decided to cut them down. The deck's been running better since then. We got 1 Gores, because nobody expects Gores. Everyone kind of tends to attack with their highest attack monster first, so Gore's really good card. I would recommend. 3 Unizombie, because he is your synchron playmaker. Plus it just gives you another opportunity to send Mizukis or Skull Servants to the grave to power up your king. 1 Glow Up Bulb for synchro plays and for that extra mill, because you want as many cards as possible in your graveyard. We got a small Shadalcore in here. We got 2 Beasts, just because that draw power is really nice. 1 Dragon, 1 Squamata, 1 Falco. Falco is the only one that you really should be summoning, because he is a tuner, which is really nice. Plus that flip effect allows you to special summon Beast, which just more draw power. Draw power is great. 1 Hedgehog. Moving on, we've got 3 Cyframe Gear Gammas, just in case they try to ash that grass looks greener. Because then you get to special summon him and Driver from graveyard, hand, or deck. So that's why I only run 1. And what that allows you to do is make a free Omega, so not too shabby. Moving on to spells, we have 3 Allure of Darknesses, because most of your targets here are dark except for White Princess and the Mizuki Gozuki combo. 3 Grass, which is not going to be legal for long, which is why I decided to run this deck. So I would say maybe take these out, add another driver in case your one gets banished from left arm, and then kind of whatever else you want. 3 left arms just because it gives you more of an opportunity to get that grass. 1 Burial from a Different Dimension. This card is absolutely crucial because if you have used all 3 of your Mizukis already, just use Burial from a Different Dimension, get all 3 of them back, and you can continue making plays 4 days, because Mizuki is not a once per turn. 1 Foolish Burial. This card is helpful. Again, I would only really use it for Mizuki. Occasionally for King of the Skull Servants, if I already had a Mizuki engraved, or White Prince, if I couldn't get off grass. But still, good card to have just in case. A Dark Hole and a Regeki, because board clears are helpful with this deck. 2 Magical Mallets, just to help try to get that grass or left arm in your opening hand. 3 Shaddoll Fusions. They are a really good card. I wouldn't run the quick play just because you only have 6 Shaddolls altogether in your deck. So odds of you having them in your hand are not that high, but if your opponent controls a monster that was summoned from the extra deck, you can summon, or you can fuse, with monsters from your main deck, so that's really helpful. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be running the Shaddolls. 3 strikes, 1 warning, and a torrential. Very small trap engine. Moving on to the extra. We've got 2 of him. You're not using him too often unless you're trying to get a Mizuki to the grave, which is perfectly fine. Like, sometimes you don't want to bring out Winda because it kind of puts an end to all your plays, but Winda is a really good card, so I run 2 Windas, because if you can get that out first turn, it's basically game for you. We have 1 Trish. Trish is just such a good card. 1 Brio, because back row is scary when you're playing with this deck. Formula Synchron I just kind of ran because it was super easy to bring out and the draw power is really nice. Armory Arm, this is the most troll card you could probably put in this deck. 8k King of the Skull Servants, equipped with Armory Arm, attack anything for game. Lovely card. 1 Coral Dragon. Now out of all the Synchro monsters, this is the one that I would start the field turn 1 with the most, if I couldn't get deals out. And it's just, again, because of that draw 1 card, the draw power is really helpful. Black Rose Dragon, because clearing their entire board is just absolutely amazing. Clearwing Synchro Dragon I did not use a whole lot, but I've left it in there just because Dracos, true Dracos, are not good against this card. Beals, of course, because Beals is a hard one to get over if you don't have a Kaiju. And Cyframe Lord Omega because of these, but also its other effect of returning a banished card to the graveyard is very helpful. And then 2 Dantes. You don't use the Dantes too much unless you can't get your grass off, but still good to have just in case. And I had a uncompleted side deck, sadly. I couldn't get a hold of the last 4 cards that I needed, which was another Gravity Bind and Lancias. So we ran 3-dimensional barriers because Zoo is a tough matchup for this deck. We run 3 Decrees and 3 Dankos because, again, traps absolutely destroy this deck. And 2, preferably 3 Gravity Binds because that completely stops Dracos and Dinos. Yeah, overall, this was a great deck, lots of fun. If I had these changes in before regionals, I would have done a lot better, but it's still a fun deck to play either way. But that has been all for this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.